Hi everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how I make this dashboard in Excel. This dashboard is peculiar to the current data coming into our database. The data for today. Now if we look at our historical data right here, we have data of 2 good years, which is from 2019 down to 2020. So we have for months and stuff like that. So what we are concerned about is the data in September, and not all data in September. We are concerned about the data we have currently in today. So now if you put title today's date, we're gonna have this very 9/3/2020, which is September 3rd. This is all dated that is peculiar to today. So going back to a dashboard, we're gonna see the same date right here. So once today is over, it's going to wipe out the current day data we actually come back in. So now we see we have it very dynamically right here. So we have what our sales reps actually made, and the percentage we can actually attribute to each sales reps. So we have how many load stocks we have today, and we have how many stocks we have on, and how many customers we actually transacted to today, plus how many locations. So we have this to be dynamically given us statements about our sales reps, which we have to be the top one. And if we have customers actually owning our company, or if customer is not owning, we have a display right here automatically. So we have this card to give us visual about the quantity sold, the amount due, the amount paid, the gross interest, and as well if any customer paid it, how much in accumulative. So I'm going to show you how to create this very dashboard from the scratch. So all you have to do is to stay tuned. And as well, if you're here for the first time, you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get more videos like this. So now let's begin. I have current dashboard right here, which is actually empty. I've not done anything on it. And I have the backend where we are going to actually create a calculation that is going to help us to create something very beautiful as this. So I can click on my current dashboard and actually format it to something just like this. So when I click on it, I'm going to go to the top right here and click on it and highlight everything. Then Ctrl+1 will take me to where I want to go. So I go to fill and I choose pattern style. So click on this, then you hit OK. Now that we have this, I'm going to click on this and go to insert, then go to cell style and hit this. So go back to home. I want to choose my favorite color, which is this. I'm going to give it white, so bold, and I increase the font size to 24. So this is what I want. So now I want to select the area I want my dashboard to cover. So I go to home. I'm going to use this very feature as well, say normal. So this time around I'm going to use something gray, which is this color. So I want border to surround it. So I'll go to border, I use outline, then I'm going to choose this. So I say okay. This is what I have. Beautiful, huh? So now I'm going to choose back. So now what we have, right, we want to create something like this. So in order to create something like this, we can go back to a dashboard and click on home, and click on insert, then go to here and actually click on this very donut. So once you've done that, just click anywhere you have it right, so you can actually increase it a little bit. So you click on the inside and actually reduce it to this size. So this time around I'm going to go to format and choose field color to be black, then go to outline and say no outline, then go to shape effect and go to preset, then we use this. So this is what we need. So I can actually zoom a little bit. So now this is what we really want. So the next thing is for me to go back and choose shape, and this time around I'm going to use this as block arc. So we're going to reduce it. So remove it here, and we're going to actually make it stand out. So now we need to go and remove the shape outline, turn it to black, go to shape effect, we select the same thing for it. So now we can actually choose this very one right here and drag it. As you can see, we want to make a total different design from what we have done before. So give it black. So now here is what we have. So I want to actually have this to be sent to back. So this is what we have. So if I click back again and go to insert, I'm going to select this oval. So I'm going to reduce it to something smaller like this. So what we need to do is to use the black color. So like this, we're going to actually choose to arrange it, copy it down, copy it by holding your control and drag your mouse, then take it to the left. So this is what we need. So now you can click either of them and Ctrl A to highlight everything. I think I'm having something here before. So now we need to group this together. You can click on group. So we'll group this. So it's grouped. So you can now try to see, locate this and delete it away from here. So delete. So if any of it is existing. So now what we need to do is just for we to actually zoom back. So this is what we want. So we can keep this right here. So what we need to do right now is for we to actually duplicate this into tree. Your control, hold it, so release, hold it again, release you release the mouse, then you release the mouse. This is what we want. So now that we have this, we can now click on it, click and go to format, then align, we align tab. So the next we're going to go again to align, then we just distribute horizontally. So I'm going to reduce it a little bit. So this is what I want exactly. So now that we've gotten this, so the next thing is for we to have this donut chart inside it. So we can go back to our backend, the current day dashboard backend, and we choose to use the pivot table. So before we use the pivot table, we want to see how we actually did this to actually filter the current data. So we actually use today's function. So let us see how we do that in action. So we can actually use the hold to be current day. So now what we need to do is to use if condition. So using this is going to be like if the date we have in this column or in this row is equal to today. So if it is equal to today, so if it is equal to today, so I want you to just say yes. Else I want you to give me no. So let us see what this does. So once we close and hit enter, so we're gonna have a bunch of years because we've actually filtered this to the current date. So once we actually clear the filter, so we've cleared the filter and we go back to it, we're gonna see some bunch of no's. But if we select right here, we see yes and we see no. So this is exactly how we can actually do this to get our current day. If you've actually used Power BI before, you would know how to do this. You create date in Power BI for your visualization. It is almost the same thing, but different function though. So now we can click anywhere from here, go to insert and insert our pivot table. So we're going to be using existing sheets, then we're going to use this today backend. So now we select right here, now we have it dropped. So what we need to do is that we have to select our sales reps and as well we have to select amount paid and doubt paid. So we need to select it again as we want percentage for it. Now we select this, we go to what? We go to grand total and put it off. So now the next thing we do is for you to select right here and right click, then go to field setting. So once we go to field setting, we're going to go to this layout and print. So we go to show item with no data. So we hit OK. So now the next thing we have to do is to select this and Ctrl+1, use number, currency, and remove any extra decimal. We hit OK. So we have to select this and turn this to what? Turn this to show value as percentage of column total. Then we have to remove, we need this to be like this. So the next thing is for we to actually use this equal to actually connect this and have it right here to create our chart, and drag it down. This is good. So we can use this formula to create a white space for our chart. 1 minus this number, we hit this, then try to actually format it to be under percentage, and we drag it down. So this is what we have. Now that we've gotten this, we are very welcome to create something like this. So once we go back, we select this tool and we go to insert, and we're going to insert our chart, and we insert this very pie chart. So we're going to remove this, we don't need them. So we're going to shrink it a little bit, make it more smaller. So now we're going to cut this, and we have to place it here in the dashboard area. So now we have to remove the border, so remove the shape outline. So we don't need the shape outline, and we don't need the fill color. So we can fit it into here. So and Ctrl D will duplicate it for us automatically. So under Ctrl D, we do the same magic. Ctrl D, we do it. So now what we need to do right now is for we to right click and right click right here outside it. So and go to send to back and send to back. So click on this one, make sure you have it crossed. So go to send to back and send this to back. Click on this, you can do it right here. Go to here, once you have it crossed like this, you click on right click and you send this to back. So you do the same thing, send this to back. So exactly this is what we want. So we want to determine which one we want to be white and which one we really want to be give a color. So when we go back here, this is what we want. This is what is peculiar to this very particular sales rep, which is 34.3. So we're going to use this one because this is where we created our chart. So now we're going to go back to the dashboard, and this is what we want, but we're going to turn this one to what? We're going to turn this one to white. Go to format data point. So this time around, click on this color and click on this, then click on white. There we have it. So once we click on this, we are still having the same data right here. We have to right click to change the data source. Then we select this second one, then we hit OK. Now that we have that, we can click on it and get this color right, and we hit white. So we change the color to something like this. So now we need to change the data source as well right here. Right click and go to select data, and we're gonna go on the third one. Hit OK. So now we change this to white. So change this color as well to something more appealing. So I think I love something like this. And now we change the data source of this as well to the last sales rep, which is this. Then I hit OK. So now we're going to change this color as well to white, Then we change this to something like this. Wow, this is what we have. So the next thing is for to get a percentage of that is attributed to each sales rep into here. So we're gonna go and click on insert and we'll click on this, then we hit on this various bubble. So you're just gonna click and you have it right here. So hit on your shift key and actually reduce it a little bit, then bring it to the center and have to turn this to black, and we'll remove the shape outline. We say now outline. The sharp effect we're gonna use preset, so we use this. This is outstanding. So now we have to duplicate this. So this is what we have. So it's actually turned into something very beautiful, huh? So the next thing we have to do is to go to insert and insert this very one. So we click on equal to. So we're now going to take the percentage, which is this very percentage right here. We hit OK. So we have this. So we're going to turn the color to white. So now we've turned the color to white, then we're just going to take it up like a pattern. So we're going to take it up to this. So now we're going to change this towards agency LB. So we make it bold, and now we have to duplicate this to others. So we duplicate this. So now what we need to do is to change the numbers. So here is on F6, it's going to be on F7. This is going to be on F8. And the final one is going to be on F9. Hope you understand. So if we check right here, we have this to be F6, F7, F8, and F9. This is always what we did right there. So now what we need to do is to copy the formatting from here, double click, give it to this, then this is what we have. So we are almost there. So the next thing we have to do now is to get the names of each sales rep down right here. So we click back on this and we go to this again. So we click and get equal to, and we're going to go and pick the name of the sales rep that is attributed to that percentage of sales. So here we go. So I'm going to go and increase this a little bit. So bold it and give it more increase. So you reduce it and like, okay. So you're going to give it this color, this same color, which is this. So now we have to duplicate it to every part of the sales reps. So the next one is for we to get the amount of sales. So we go here and this is the amount of sales. Now we have to duplicate it as well. So now if this should be 6, this should be 7. This will be 8. And this will be 9. So now we need to actually use agency LP. So now we increase it. So we give it bold. So we copy this information and give it to others. So this is what we have. Beautiful, huh? So now it is time for we to change the color of this to something like this. So we change this color to match the visualization. So change this color to match the visualization as well. Here we go. So we have something very beautiful just like this. Different design, but very beautiful. So we need to create something like this at the top. So go back and click on this insert, hit on this, and we choose this. So now we're going to use the same color as the color of this. So we remove the shape outline. So we remove it, say no outline. Then we go to the effect and go to shadow. We're going to use this. Oh, it's off. So we're going to choose that one. Get it in it. So now we use the same color as I've said. This color, shape outline, no outline, and the sharp effect right now. So we're gonna choose this. So before the shape effect, we're gonna use this very one. Let me just make the color to be something appealing. Then bring it to the front. So go back. So shape outline, shape effect, go to shadow, and we say no shadow. So go back again, shadow, and we're gonna give it this type of shadow. So this is exactly what we want to use. So now we can now copy this, then reduce it to have it right here. So we're gonna have something like this. So the load stock, the unstuck, so I can now copy from here directly, but I don't want to do that. I want to show you how I got that very type of gray color. So we need to go to insert, insert this. So now you can now choose go back and choose that again. So we go back to insert, so we can decide to use this. So now we're going to say load stock. So load stock. So once we've selected load stock, so what we need to do right now is for we to click off and click back on it and go to format and use this fill and like no fill and no outline. So once we've done that, so we are going to use this bold and increase it a little bit, and now we're going to select this color gray, this gray color. So you can see it's now gray. So we're going to select this, the fourth one, the third one, bring it back. So you don't have to release your control before your mouse. So this is the last one. So this one is going to be unstuck. So it's going to be stuck. So while we have this to be numbers of customers, so we're going to be using hash to represent our number. So numbers of customers. So and this represents numbers of location we make transaction to. So we're going to be using hash locations. So now we have it like this. So what we need to do to get this load stock and unstock is for we to just check our inventory. This is highly dynamic, connected to the transactional table. Every single time we make sales, we have it actually subtract itself automatically and add to the quantity sold and stuff like that, and we have a stock level intact. So if you want to know how to do this, I have a video dedicated to that. You can just check up right here and select the card and get to that. So right now what we need to do is to actually select these two on stock and available. So we're going to copy this and we go right here. So we're going to actually click right here and go to home. So we're going to use paste as value. So this is what we have. We pasted this as value, so we got it. So we're going to use count if to determine how many of these are low and how many of these are available. So count if will help us do that. So using count if is going to ask for the range. So this is the range you want to count. If should it increase, it's going to be automatic. So now we're going to say okay. Now what is the criteria? The criteria we're going to be using for that is going to be this low stock. So we just close it and we hit enter. So it's giving us 7, exactly what we have right there. Can you see? It's giving us 7 and 31. So here we have 7 and 31. So that is all we have. So what we need to do right now is for we to just get this duplicated. So now we use equal to bring that up. The low stock is 7. So in the middle, okay, it doesn't work that way. So it should work. Yeah, that is it. So the next one is for me to copy this and duplicate to this. So we're gonna go to choose this and hit OK. It's giving us the same thing. So 31, the same thing that we have right here. So to get the numbers of customers that we transacted, that our sales rep sold to, and location, would have to create another pivot table. So click on it and just hit on insert and go to pivot table. So go to this existing worksheet and click right here, and now we're gonna go and use this. So we say okay. So now that we've gotten this, so we're gonna go and click on customer. And once we've done that, we have this grand total, so which we don't really want. We click on this and we hit on grand total, put it off. So it's out of there, we don't have it any longer. So the next thing we have to do right now, we need to use a filter to determine that we want just this data. So we can now say okay, select no, just for today, so introduce it. So we're going to use this very count air, then count is going to be end to end. So end to end, we close it, and we're going to use -2. So this today and this very row is going to be off from it. So once we hit OK, it's going to give us 23. So if we are correct, we're going to have the same thing, which is this 23. So the next thing we have to have right now is for we to actually get this copied. Get this copied as well. So now we're going to choose to get this right here. So we have 23. So we are going to work on this one right now. So which is the location. So the same thing we did right there is what we're going to have to do. So click on insert and pivot table. Then we're going to choose an existing worksheet right here. Then we choose to have it here. So we say okay. So we need our location here. So we filter it by yesterday. then we're going to say we only want something that is peculiar to today alone. So now, because we're going to have this grand total, so we go to design and go to grand total, we put it off. So the same thing we use, which is the count A, is what we're going to use. Count A, so we're counting T to T minus 2. Sorry, minus 2. So we don't want this today and this row to be counted. So once we close, we have 37. So this is what we have. We have 34 right here. So why are we having 37? This is what we need to know. Okay. Minus 2 T to T. Today. Okay. So let me just highlight. So we're having 37, which means the first, this one is not, we don't really make it, it's not correct. So it should be 37, it's correct right now. So we're gonna go and actually click on this and come back here. We have 37, and this is what we have. So right now all we need to do is to actually have it increased. So we use agency of P. So we increase the font and we put it on bold. So we copy it. So right here, what we're gonna do is for we to actually give this as red, which shows something negative. I'm gonna use green for this. So green signifies something very positive. So we have this one, and this one is actually on low. So now that we've gotten this, the next we have to create right now is for we to create is for we to create our card. So to create our card, we can actually insert this. So now we have to create this very card right here, which we're going to use. So now to do that, we have a specific size for the card, which is this. So this is the size we're gonna use. So click on it and click on format. So we go to size. The size right here is going to be this, which is the shape height. So we click on it. So it's going to be this. Then go back and click on the copy it and go back here. So go to format and the weight. So exactly this is what we want. So we can now duplicate this into 7, I presume. So let us count how many cards we need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we need 7 of it. This is the second one, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and the 7th one is this. So I can select everything all together. So now I'm going to click on format and go to align. So align tab. So go to align and distribute horizontally. So now I can now make it like this. Bring it down a little bit. Wow, this is what we need. So now we can now choose our color for the card. So we want white for it. This is great. So we have something like this. You can select the whole card. So and go to format, go to shape outline, and we say no outline for it. So go to this and we're going to choose shadow, and we are going to use this very type of shadow. So now this is what we have as cards. So what we're gonna have right now is for we to have this. So before we have this, what we need to have, we have quantity and down to this dual amount and stuff like that. So we don't have that on our pivot table. So we can squat this to the end. Go to the transactional table. Click anywhere in the transactional table and insert the pivot table. And when you go to what? You go to existing worksheet and today's backend. And we're gonna have it right here. So we click on OK. So first of all, we need to get this. Second thing, we have to get the quantity sold for today. So make sure it doesn't default to count. Quantity sold, the amount due, the amount paid. So it's now on count. Amount paid is on count, so click on it and change that to sum. So it's now on sum, so we don't want it to be on count. So the amount paid, so we're gonna go on the credit on, and the interest. So the interest, and as well we need we don't need debt paid from here, so we are going to actually get our debt paid from under table. So let's see what we are missing out. Okay, I think I get that, so we need to get this right there. So this is all that we need to be on the card. So before we get it right, so what we need to do right now is to go back. So we go back, go to dashboard, and we're going to click on this, insert, choose this, and actually highlight from here. This is going to be quantity sold. So the quantity sold, so we're going to give it bold, and we increase the font size, so we center it. So now this is what we need to have. So every single time we bring anything in here, so we're gonna have to change the name. So now we need to just say no fill shape outline, no outline. So we really need to copy it to every part of it. So we duplicate this to the top. This is where we're gonna have our figure. So just duplicate this. This is where our figure is gonna sit. So now that we have this, we're gonna take our quantity sold, so equal to, so we go back to our current, so go back to the backend. So the quantity sold is gonna be here. This is what we have as the quantity sold. So when we go back to the back end again, so we're gonna change this to be number, so using separator. This is what we have. So now we've not actually selected the 42 today. We click this, we say yes, and now if we say it, we have 290. So the next thing we have to do right now is for we to select all of this and click on Ctrl 1 number, so we need dollar sign, so we don't need an extra decimal. So currency, sorry, so an extra decimal. So this is what we have right here. So now this is the due amount. So we're going to actually get to due amount. The due amount is going to be equal to this. So the due amount is this. We highlight and just write due amount. So the next thing is going to be amount paid. So amount paid, so we're going to get the figure of the amount paid. So you're equal to, so amount paid. So once we get here, we're going to get the credit earned. So credit earned. So what is the figure associated? Okay, so we're going to use this credit earned. So now the next thing we have to do is for we to get the credit earned is being done. So interest, that is the gross profit of the business that had been analyzed. So the gross profit, so we select and we go back again. So now select here equal to and the gross profit. So now we're going to select this. Let's see what we have. So we have the total amount paid, which is the amount, the AP and the DP, the amount paid and the debt paid altogether. So this is the AP and DP, the amount paid and the debt paid altogether. So we're gonna have to do it that way. So now we're gonna click on equal to that, then we have it. So now that we have this, so the next thing we're gonna do now is for we to like customer debt paid customer debt. So now this is where we need something different. We want to go to new on that sheet to actually have this then. So we have a sheet that actually collects data for debts, our customer debt. So we have to go to that sheet. So this is pay customer debt right now. So we're going to use the same thing, so which we have, so we have hidden that very part of it. So all I want to do is to use pivot table to collect it. It's existing. So hit OK. Then what we need to do is to just like the pay in. So this is all we need. So we can just copy the formatting from here instead of we to do something very smart. So now I'm going to show you how I created that. Dynamically, once we pay any debt right there, it's going to appear straight on this very transactional table automatically. So we have it to be under debt paid, and it's going to add itself automatically. That was why we have debt paid. So this particular dynamic spreadsheet, you will need to know how to create it. So kindly subscribe to my channel as you're going to learn how to do that. So right now I'm going to get it from here. So get it from here. We're going to use equal to, go to the back end, and we'll pick this. So we hit enter. So this is what we have. So this time around we're going to actually have to use the same font style, which is agency. Okay, so we have it bold, and we increase it to this end. So now we're gonna copy this from here, paste it, same style. So we're gonna have to increase it separately because it's gonna have to stand out. So now this is all we have. So this due amount, this amount paid, this due amount, this is the amount paid. The credit earned, we're gonna have this one to be in red, or the credit earned have to be in red. So the due amount would have to be in green, just like this. So this is everything we need to know. So right now we need to give it a very nice heading right here, and we can use something like this. Copy it down here, make it on the center. So we're gonna say this is sales rep view. So I think this goes. So sales rep view. So we might choose to increase the font size as here is small. So now here will be start view. So we'll make here to be demographic view. So demographic view. So now this is all we have to use to get a heading straight. So the next thing is for we to get this date on it. So we're gonna use say today. So go to the back end. Today, we hit enter. This is today. So we want to format it and go to dates. So go scroll down and have something like this. So now we can go back here and choose to get it right here. So we can use this. So we have something like this. Can you see how it stands out? So now we've created something very beautiful. The next thing we have to do right now is to get this part of it. So get this part of it is gonna be nice. So we're gonna use this stick in order to get it. So in order to get it, we're gonna create something. We're gonna come back to do this very shadow we see right here beneath this. So we'll click back. So we have our space to shadow. So we're gonna create on this where insert and click on this. So we're gonna hit and this. So we click here and we drag to see. So now the next thing you have to do right now is for we to actually change the color. But before then we have to copy it. And we're gonna paste this as our picture. Paste picture So once we've done that, we're gonna delete this one and take it off. So picture border will be no border. So now click right here and select something like this. No border. So this is what we have, but we're not much satisfied with this, so we want to change the color. So we can now select and go to format. So go to the color and choose the color we want from here. I think I would love something like this. This will be more beautiful. Oh, I beg your pardon. So we would have to do something. We would have to format the color before we actually get into this. So please just forgive me for that. Select it again and select this. Then change the color from here. So change the color, no outline. And now we can copy. So once we copy, we now paste as picture. So we can now delete this one away. So bring this forward and make it to be what we really want by clicking on this. So we have this picture border. We don't want any border. So this is what we have. Beautiful, huh? So we're almost getting to something similar like this. So now we'll have to do something much more beautiful again. So which is for we to actually have a pin on it. So to have the pin on it, we can now select this and select this and just dress something very nice little. So we can select this and go to color, select this red color. So the outline color will be no outline, and the shape effect, we're going to select this preset and we're going to have to select this. So beautiful, nice taking of stick on the wall. So what we're going to do right now is to start to see what we can do to get to where we want to get to. So like this is what we want. So we want to actually say this is the highest, this is the sales rep with the highest of sales and stuff like that. So how do we do that? Go to the back end and come down here, and we can now make the analysis right here. So there are two ways to get into this. We can use large function and we can use max. Let me use large and max all together. So the first I'm going to use is max to determine which is the largest. So max will do a magic that we want. So once we use max, I'm going to select everything and we close it. So we hit enter, it gives us the max, max sales. So if we use the large function as well, let's see what large does. So large is looking for the array, which is this. So we want the first largest, so we're going to use, that is the k, the number which is from 1 to 4. If you provide 5, it's going to give you an error. It's either the first largest, second largest, the third largest, or the fourth largest. So we're going to use the first largest. So hit OK, we close. So it's going to give us this. You get it? So the reason why we don't have it to be like this, copy the formatting, drop the formatting, so we have something similar. So you can see two different functions doing the same work, large and max doing the same work. So the next thing we have to do, we want to see which particular sales rep is attributed to this very number. So what we need to do is going to use index. So index is looking for the array, so we're going to use this. So now the row number, we're going to use match. So what do we want to match? The lookup is this. In which array? In this. So what do we want? We want the exact match, 0, and we'll close it. Okay, so here is it. Peter Pan has the largest number. So if we still use this, we're gonna still have to say that it's the same thing. Can you see that? So the one we use function with large, and the one we use function max function for, so it's still having to be the same thing. Can you see that? So right now, what do we need to do? We need to do some magic. We want to actually use this, make a very nice statement right here, equal to this Peter Pan. So we're gonna use this Peter Pan has the, okay, let's say Peter Pan made the Peter Pan made the okay, we're gonna say so Peter Pan made largest sales with so Peter Pan made largest sales with this amount. So click this, revenue today. So once we do that, we're gonna have this. So because we don't have the we need to have this separate from this. So once we click on OK, so you can see, so we need to have a $sign on it. How do we get a $sign on this? So because we have $sign right here, but we don't have the $sign right here, so we need to actually click right here and use text function. Text. So once we use text function, we're going to be using text function. We click right here, we hit comma, and we use quotation, then this $sign. So we're going to use the $sign and 0, close the quotation, and you close right here. So once we do this, so we have the $sign on it. So the next thing we have to do now is to get this from here to our dashboard. So how do we do that? We click on this and we click on this text box. So we can actually rotate this to fit into it. So we're gonna say equal and go to the dashboard with the back end, click right here. Here we go. So we can choose to actually make it like this and have it centered. So we can now go and actually click on format, then format, we go to fill color, we say no fill color, then the outline, we choose no outline. So this is what we have. So we want to give an alert to say, okay, if we really have someone owing us or owing our company, we want to make a statement using this. So what we need to do is for it to go back to the back end and scroll back to this using if condition. So now we're going to use if condition right here. If this very credit on is greater than 1, so I want you to say some customers are owing your company. So you can be say like, please track the customers. So but if it is not, it's gonna be no Sorry. So it's gonna be no credit. No credit. So no credit on today. So no credit on today. So this is what we need. So because this is actually greater than 1, so it's going to give us this. Don't worry, we're going to have to do some example to see how this works. So go to the dashboard and actually click on this and drag it down to duplicate. So click on back to the backend, hit on this and hit this. So we're going to have this. So we can actually try as much as we could to change this to something different. Maybe we might want to use something like this. So which separate both of them. So make it bold. So this is exactly what we have. So if we look at here, it's something similar to what we have done. So sorry. So can we look at this? Compare to this. So now we need to create this very shadow we have beneath this very timer. So we don't have to copy from there. I'm going to show you how to do that. So what you need to do, go to insert, click here, and click on this. So make it this way, and you select. So right click on it. So go to format shape. So go to color and go to grid line. So the gradient fill. So the gradient fill. So now we have this to be white. It's default on it. So if it is not default, because I've used it recently, it's default on it. So now it is giving me this. So it should, we don't have it to be like this. So we actually have it this way, and we have another one included. So what we need to do is to actually have this one deleted and have this one. So if this one is actually 100%, so we're gonna have this one like this. So it's actually distorting. So we're gonna have this one to be 100%, and we're gonna have this one to be something like this. Exactly. I don't think it's okay. Something like that is something, maybe 30 exactly. So we're gonna have something like 30. So we close, and this is what is good for us. So what we need to do is to actually go to format and click on click on the outline and say no outline. So can you see what we have right here? It's beautiful. So we're gonna send this to back. Send to back. So send to back. So this is exactly what we need to do. Before we send to back, I'm gonna copy this. So now this is how beautiful it could look like. So we've gotten something like this, just similar to what we have right here. Even though if it is not the same thing, we have exactly, something similar. You can see how beautiful it is. Current day dashboard, and as well right here we have the current day dashboard as well right here. So you look at what we have is beautiful, very beautiful. You can decide to change the color, stand out the current the day. So it's green. Okay, it doesn't really come out, so we're gonna use red to actually make the day come out. So now here is the current day dashboard. So that is actually taking the data from the transactional table and actually giving us the current day. So let us see if we try as much as we could to actually increase our so here is it. So now let's say we want to actually make this one to be all 3rd of the of September. So that means we want to increase our sales for every sales reps. So you can drag it down. So now we can actually click on here and copy cells. So we have the same thing, copy it all through. So we save that, and once we've done that, we can actually come to the current dashboard right here. So we need to actually hit and refresh, and automatically it's going to have to update itself. Once we have actually finished updating it, you'll see what we have. Everything changes automatically. You can see right here how many quantity we've sold, and you can see, let us go back to this. Can you see it updated automatically? It updates for us. Here updates, and right here update as well. Can you see that? Can you see 2834? So we go right here, we have 2834 as well. So exactly this is what we are trying to do, and this is what you're willing to do. You need to know how to do. So thank you very much for watching. If you are still here, please do subscribe, share this, and actually leave a comment, ask a question, and tell me what you don't like about this video, so I might adjust any single time I drop a new video. I want to say thank you very much for watching. Stay safe.